Hi guys, and welcome to Premier League Prediction Week 34, and we start with the 12:45 kickoff, which is Norwich versus Sunderland. This game can affect Aston Villa as well, because if Norwich get any result against Sunderland tomorrow, they will be relegated before they even play against Manchester United. It's again a relegation battle, if you like. I would say that Norwich are more or less safe. Sunderland are needing the points a lot more than Norwich. I think Sunderland are also in trouble, to be honest. I don't really see them getting out of trouble, but we'll see. Because I'm going to go for a draw in this game, which isn't really good enough for Sunderland, and I think it'd be a great draw for Norwich, being as though that they can afford to take a draw because I feel they're safe. So I'm going to go Norwich 1, Sunderland 1. It is obviously the early kickoff, and a lot of people probably wouldn't be really interested in watching that, but it's probably actually going to be one of the most entertaining games of the weekend, to be honest. So don't be surprised if that's one of the more entertaining games than not. We now go to the 3 o'clock kickoffs, which is Newcastle versus Swansea. Again, Newcastle needing the points. I think Swansea's set about 16th or 15th at the moment. I think they're more or less safe as well, Swansea. Being at St James, Newcastle will make it hard. They will attack Swansea. And I feel that Newcastle can win this quite comfortably if they get off to an early start. So I'm going to go Newcastle 3, Swansea 1. Then we do go to Manchester United versus Aston Villa. And like I said, Villa could already be relegated by the time they play Manchester United. I think probably more or less they will be relegated anyway, to be honest. I mean, can't see them getting a result at Manchester United anyway, but they have to also make up 20 goals in 4 games. I just personally can't see them doing that. If they do, it'd be one of the most greatest escapes of the Premier League in history, but I just personally, on my gut feeling, think that Aston Villa are doom and gloom. So I do apologise to Villa fans for their weekend, if you like, because it's going to be a horrible weekend for them. I think they've never been relegated actually from the top flight in the Premier League, Aston Villa. So yeah, it's going to be quite hard for the Villa fans to swallow tomorrow and this season, absolutely. And I do think it gets worse for Aston Villa tomorrow. Manchester United having a great win against West Ham in the FA Cup on Wednesday, and I think that they're going to continue with that. I'm going to go Manchester United 2, Aston Villa 0. Sorry, Villa fans. Don't think you really wanted to hear that, but we then go to West Brom versus Watford. Not really looking forward to this one. Probably not going to be the most entertaining game. 2 teams that are safe, nothing really to play for, so I'm going to go for a 1-1. Then we have Everton versus Southampton. Again, I don't think Southampton can get into the Europe places now. I think they are too many points behind. So again, another game, not really anything to play for. And for that, I'm going to go for the same result. I'm going to go Everton 1, Southampton 1. Then we now have the 5:30 kickoff, which is Chelsea versus Manchester City. A lot of people will probably be looking forward to this. I personally not, because as I said to you before, these big games always live up. They always make these big games out to be something really special, and then when you're watching it, it really does not live up to its expectations. Again, Chelsea, not really got anything to play for. Manchester City, they've probably more or less secured 4th. I can't really see Manchester United overlapping them or West Ham, to be honest. So yeah, I'm going to go for a very, very boring Chelsea 0, Manchester City 0. I hope I'm wrong, by the way, that these games do enlighten us, and we're in for a cracking weekend, because we all love a cracking weekend of football, don't we? So let's hope they all prove me wrong, eh? We now go to the Sunday games, and we have 2 1:30 games. We have Leicester versus West Ham. Personally, I know it's not really confirmed yet, but I would just like to congratulate Leicester on winning the Barclays Premier League, because let's face it, they're not going to fuck that up now, are they? They've won it. Come on, guys. Let's just be honest. They've won the Barclays Premier League now. So again, I know they've got West Ham at home on Sunday. They can probably take their foot off the gas a little bit. Do think that West Ham will make it hard for them, so I'm going to go for another 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1. But it's probably going to be one of the more entertaining 1-1s than one of the boring ones. So if you know what I mean. So we'll see. We then have the other 1:30 kick-off, which is Bournemouth versus Liverpool. Fantastic comeback from Liverpool. You can't deny that fighting spirit and that passion, to get back into the game and to get through. You can't deny that. And when it comes to the European, I think Liverpool are one of the most specialist people of their comeback. Remember Istanbul and obviously yesterday. They've had some remarkable games in European football, Liverpool. To be honest, it's just a shame they can't turn that round into the Barclays Premier League. There seems to be a different animal in European football. Bournemouth, again, not really got anything to play for. Same as Liverpool. Do correct me if I'm wrong, by the way. Comment in the comment section below if I'm wrong about these things. But I just don't see Liverpool and Man U overlapping Manchester City. I don't see Arsenal overlapping Spurs. So when I say I got nothing to play for, that's just me being honest. I don't think it's going to happen. So I'm going to say again, Bournemouth and Liverpool, nothing really to play for. I'm going to go Bournemouth 1, Liverpool 1. We then do have Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. I was very, very annoyed with Arsenal last week, to be 2-0 up against West Ham and then to end up losing 3-2 and then getting it back to 3-3. And okay, it wasn't a loss, but come on, man. 3-3 when you're winning 2-0 and you're cruising. As I said, when it comes to Arsenal, guys, I'm just lost for words. So I'm just going to get on the result, to be honest, because I'm just fed up with this season, to be honest, when it comes to Arsenal. So, now the pressure's off. And again, Arsenal's got nothing to play for because I don't think that they're going to overlap Spurs, to be honest. And not good enough to overlap Spurs either. Now that the pressure's off, I'm going to go for Arsenal 3 versus Crystal Palace 1 because that's what Arsenal do best. They rack teams and play their best entertaining football like we did against Watford 2 weeks ago when there's no pressure. Typical Arsenal, isn't it? So you watch this weekend, guys, how much Arsenal actually play some good football and whack Crystal Palace. Now there's nothing to play for. Really pisses me off, to be honest. And we finish off the fixtures with the Monday night game, which is Stoke versus Spurs. I do think that Spurs will be too strong for Stoke, even though it is at Stoke. I think that Spurs will be too strong for them. I'm going to go Stoke 0, Spurs 2. So that has been my predictions for this week, guys. There is a few games on Tuesday and Wednesday, and also Arsenal play on Thursday as well. So some of the games that are covered when I think Everton are playing when they played against Manchester City in the League Cup, so that game has been played now. Obviously, West Brom against Arsenal, we had Watford that weekend, so that's been played on Thursday. There's a few others being played as well, so just a reminder, I won't be doing the predictions for those because it'll just muddle everything up. So just a reminder, if you're watching this video, that there is some football on in the week if you care to watch it. So that's been my predictions for this week, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week for next week's predictions. Thank you for watching, guys.